Rachel is the Executive Director of the Given Institute. And Rachel, thanks so much for being with us all the way from Baltimore.
Yes, happy to be here.
We are so glad that you made the trip to be with us today.
Me too.
And I have to tell you that we were talking before the show, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to ask any more questions because I want to be surprised.
Right.
So tell me about the Given Institute.
I would love to. Well, the Given Institute is a not-for-profit organization based in Washington, D.C., and we seek to activate the gifts of young adult Catholic women for the church and for the world. So we have two signature programs. The first is our annual forum that takes place in the month of June. And this year it was at Catholic University, and we had 120 young women from across the country, 30 states. We even had 5 women from Canada and Ireland, which was amazing to attract women from all over that are seeking to give their gifts to others. And when they're at the forum, they learn 3 principles that we teach them, and that is that they receive the gift that they are, and then they realize the gifts that they've been given by God and respond with the gift that only they can give. And it becomes realized through their action plan. All of the women who come to the Given Forum have applied with a proposal of an action plan that's their unique gift to the world of what they can do tangibly to make a better place out of this world.
This is the part, Rachel, that I'm fascinated about. We were sitting here just before the interview, just chatting, and you mentioned a couple times the action plans. Mm-hmm. And I know that that's at the core of the Institute. GivenInstitute.com, by the way, is the address. Can you tell us or give us an example of an action plan so that we get a sense of how that really is at the core of the Institute?
I'd love to. So we've had 2 cohorts of women who have attended the forum, and it's over 400 women at this point. And how I actually came to learn about Given was through a 2016 alums action plan. Oh. It was a moment where I had a neighbor who was asking me to teach her about natural family planning, and she said, you know, Rachel, I need a one-stop shop, right? I need one website, one place where I can learn all the resources, all the methods, get all the apps, find a local doctor. And at that point, I said, you know, I don't know. I have to look for that, because when I learned natural family planning, it took hours of research and it wasn't easy. And so through a quick Google search earlier this year, I found a website called managingyourfertility.com, and it's exactly what my friend needed. And I was blown away by how modern and beautifully designed it was, and all the information right there. So I go to the About section and I click, because I had to know what smart doctor must have created this website, right? And I look and I see it was a young woman in her 20s who had attended the Given Forum in 2016.
Like that?
And that was her action plan. And so that was a moment that brought me closer to my faith and put me in touch with a resource that I needed, and that's what all these women will be doing.
Great example.
What are these women, who are they? And I don't know if there's a typical woman who goes to this, but who are they?
Sure. So the women all are between the ages of 21 and 30, and they all must have leadership potential because they have to apply to attend the forum.
Okay.
Right. So they show leadership skills. They also are rooted in the gospel, and they adhere to the teachings of the church. And there's a very rigorous application that they have to fill out to be accepted to come to the forum. And then after the 5-day event, they are paired with a mentor that accompanies them for 1 year following the forum. Yes, and the mentors are lay women who are seasoned in their careers, their vocations, but also religious sisters. We had 13 different communities that were represented at the forum this year, and then continue to accompany the women through these mentorships.
You live and you're hubbed in of course, the premier see, the Archdiocese of Baltimore.
Right.
Your recent forum was at the Catholic University of America, which is the Bishop's University.
Right.
But does the forum, or the Institute, I should say, does it move around? Does it meet in different parts of the country?
Well, that might be a surprise coming up in the future. Really? As of now, we will be, right? You're beating me to it.
Yeah, see, he gives away surprises to the show.
That's great. At least in 2020, we'll be in D.C. again. Okay. But we are looking at the possibility of taking this on the road. We've had a lot of dioceses that have reached out that are looking to bring Given to them. And even here in Boston, we've had some interest. We have some mentors who live here and work here in the Archdiocese of Boston, and they say, our women need this too. too. So we are looking at possibly taking the forum on the road, but at least offering regional events where women can experience that same moment of mentorship with lay women and women religious.
What is your ultimate goal? What's the ultimate goal?
Save souls. It's simple. The ultimate goal is that we can bring our unique gifts of femininity and motherhood. Today's St. Monica's feast day, and I loved being at Mass earlier and just remembering her story of she not only worked out her salvation, but she worked on her sons and many others besides. And because of her gentleness and her continued prayer, that she lived out her maternity and saved souls as a result.
Now, I have to talk to you about how you got involved.
Yeah.
Because you've done a million different things.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your history and how you ended up at the Given Institute.
Sure. So I've worked for the Archdiocese of Baltimore for over 12 years in parishes and schools, mainly in Catholic education, because I received so much through my parents' gift of giving me the gift of Catholic education, through being taught by Dominican sisters at Mount DeSales Academy in Baltimore and then going on to Franciscan University. But I knew that I had an experience of a personal encounter with Christ in a Catholic school. And it was because of mainly women who were serving me as my teachers and my educators, administrators. So I have always known that women have a special part in bringing others to Christ and bringing them to salvation. And through a lot of my prayer and discernment, I had a feeling that God was going to call me to some type of work with women's leadership. And something I've always enjoyed and been proud of is speaking for the Lord as a woman. And so Given came as an opportunity when I found that action plan.
I got to tell you, my grandmother, my mother, the Sisters of St. Joseph, so many, I could name so many women in my life who have been such a powerful influence upon me and introducing me to Jesus Christ and allowing that contact. And the website, giveninstitute.com, what can people find there? Because I'm sure it's rich.
Yes, so I did want to share, coming this fall, all of the talks from the 2019 forum will be posted on our website and on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Given Institute. We post a lot of female saint stories. So not just will you hear the lay women and religious sisters living today who spoke at the forum, but you can be really enriched by wonderful stories of St. Monica and many other saints who have been leaders at the forefront for the church.
And you talk about applying, and I'm going to get this going a little longer. I'm just enjoying this.
Yeah, awesome.
You talk about applying. How does somebody do that?
Great. So in the fall as well, we'll be opening up applications for next June. And there are ways that I would like to invite all of the viewers to be involved in Given. Certainly, if you know a young adult woman between those ages of 21 and 30 with leadership potential who has life-changing capabilities, right? Please encourage her to apply to Given and to come next year. But also, if you are of an age and a time in your life when you would like to serve and be a mentor, we are always looking for more mentors to come to the forum. We cover your travel to come and be there and to accompany these women, and then also to work with them for a year after and really make a difference in their lives and to advise them.
Talents, we're talking about talents. And there are so many different types of talents, by the way. You know, sometimes people, they don't think that they can do certain things, and yet they have talents that are needed in different areas.
That's so true. That one of the women's action plans, she's from LA, and her name's Alyssa, and she just came in 2019. She's a musician, a singer, a composer, and her action plan is to write musicals about the stories of biblical characters like Ruth and Job, and she wants to put on these productions and then to take them especially into places that don't have access to music education. I thought, how neat is that? Someone with that unique gift, and that's what she's hoping to accomplish in this next year.
What do you do at the end of the year? So what happens? So they get their action plan, and the year is up. Then what happens?
That's a great question. So we are in the midst of putting together that package of sending out that fleet of women who are going to be making an impact on the world. So we are going to send them a beautiful lapel pin. I really believe in showing your femininity in many different ways. So we'll be sending them a great package of different gifts and goodies, and mainly there's a Given lapel pin that you can wear in the workplace, right? You can wear it on your suit jacket. You can wear it wherever you're going when you go to Mass, and to show that you have graduated from the Given Institute. You came to the forum, you were in the art of accompanying accompaniment program for a year, and now you have put your action plan into action.
Could you give Rachel this pin?
Oh, no. Oh,
Speaking of lapel pins, you have to have a Catholic TV lapel pin.
How long's it for?
Awesome. Well, I better wear this, right?
How long's it for?
It's 5 days.
It's 5 days.
5 days filled with faith formation, leadership training, and then the women break into small groups where they have one lay mentor and one religious sister that works with that group of women the whole week.
I bet there were a lot of laughs, too.
Oh, absolutely. Gloria Purvis was one of our keynote speakers. She is a hoot. We had wonderful keynotes that are just really powerhouse women who are working for the church. Definitely.
And an opportunity for these young women, 19 to 30, is that what? 21.
21 to 30, yes.
21 to 30.
Yes.
Women 21 to 30 to get together and see that they're not alone, and what they can do to help and spread the word. It's a great thing.
So many of them responded that way, saying that this was maybe one of the first times that they had felt encouraged in their femininity, and they were not in a room full of women where they felt a spirit of competition or comparison or cattiness, right? That they truly felt loved and honored in who they are. And that was just beautiful to hear that. I felt that myself being there.
GivenInstitute.com.
Yes.
Well, I'm in trouble because I've gone way over, but that's okay.
And I do have a gift for you. Even though Kevin's not here, I looked up that it was Just Because Day as the national holiday.
Oh,
okay?
Thank you for filling that gap.
And just because it is wicked cold up here in Boston, I have a Given fleece blanket that I think you should keep here in the studio.
Oh, that
to keep you
Looks
warm.
good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look at it, says Given right there.
It does.
I like that. Well, thank you so much, Rachel, for being with us today.
Thank you.
And keep
Thanks,
up the
Rachel.
great work. Very needed in today's world.
Thank you. Please pray for us.
We certainly will put you in the prayer box.
Awesome.